It sounds like the plot of a cheesy horror film. A group of the world's most powerful men gather in a secluded forest once a year where they dress in black robes and perform a strange ceremony looking like a human sacrifice as they discuss their plans for ruling the world. But in this case, it's not some story from a movie, it's the story of the Bohemian Grove. Many people have gone down the New World Order rabbit hole, have heard of the Bohemian Grove, but most Americans have not. And it's a story so bizarre that many simply can't believe it. So I'll break it down for you in sort of the Cliff Notes version. The Bohemian Grove is a 2,700 acre redwood forest in Northern California, located about an hour north of San Francisco in a small town called Monterey. It's owned by the Bohemian Club, which is headquartered in San Francisco. And their forest, the Grove as it's called, serves as a vacation spot for some of the world's most wealthy and powerful men who meet there every summer in the middle of July for a men's retreat. Every summer it's common for both boys and girls to have retreats in the form of basketball camp or cheerleading camp where the kids spend a week or so polishing their skills and going through various drills to improve their game. Of course, many Christian churches have annual men's and women's retreats, which facilitate friendship and camaraderie amongst their church members. And the events also serve to further the attendees' education on spiritual matters. So similarly, the superclass, the establishment, the ruling elite, whatever you want to call them, have their retreat as well, which serves as a place to rub elbows with other industry leaders and powerful politicians in a private, relaxed, and informal environment. The midsummer encampment, as they call it, has included many presidents, military leaders, famous journalists, and top businessmen who enjoy getting away from their wives and from the public eye to let loose for a bit and mingle with other like-minded individuals. The gathering lasts 2 weeks from mid-July to the end of the month, with some men coming for a weekend, others staying an entire week or longer. Ever since it was started, the club's logo has been an owl because it symbolizes wisdom since it can see in the dark. This is because the elite members view themselves as wise and enlightened beings. Now, this is where things start to really get weird. To kick off the gathering each year, they engage in what's called the Cremation of Care ritual, which consists of an elaborate production involving live music and fireworks, and a human sacrifice reenactment where a life-size effigy of a person is placed on an altar at the base of a giant owl statue and then burned or sacrificed. And no, I'm not kidding. To be clear, I'm not saying that they're actually killing someone. At least not these days. It is an effigy. It's a life-size metal skeleton wrapped in paper. This is a photo of it after the ceremony, which was taken one year by an employee and leaked. Crazy Alex Jones snuck into the Bohemian Grove in July of the year 2000, 21 years ago, and using a small video camera, secretly recorded the entire ceremony and released the footage as part of his documentary titled Dark Secrets Inside Bohemian Grove. By this time, there had been various photos available online of the ritual and many rumors about it, but Alex Jones' footage confirmed once and for all that such a thing did in fact take place. This was before video hosting sites like YouTube, Vimeo, and Dailymotion, and Alex streamed clips of the ritual on his website, Infowars.com. Every decade or so, the club produces a limited number of yearbooks called the Annals of the Bohemian Grove, which are given out to members so they can reminisce about their time there. These rare books contain dozens of photos from inside the forest, and some include attendees dressed in drag, along with pictures of the Cremation of Care ritual, and various lakeside talk speakers, which I'll get into in a moment. I have personally been able to obtain several copies of these books since occasionally they'll find their way out into used bookstores after older Bohemian Grove members die and their book collections are sold at estate sales or donated to thrift stores like the Salvation Army or Goodwill. Some consider the Bohemian Grove to be like a Skull and Bones club for adults and see the Cremation of Care ceremony as being similar to let's be honest, the satanic induction ritual that bonesmen are put through in college, only with a few extra zeros added to the budget. As you may be aware, the Skull and Bones fraternity, located at Yale University, recruits 15 new seniors each year to join their club and grooms them for high-level positions in the ruling class once they graduate. Their initiation rituals involve a simulated human sacrifice as well. Many people dismiss Skull and Bones as just a fraternity for rich kids, but it's far from a fraternity. In reality, it's a senior society, meaning people don't become a member until they're their senior year, and the organization is designed as an entryway to America's establishment and geared for students' postgraduate life. They hold meetings every Thursday and Sunday night during the school year to indoctrinate new members with the philosophies and tactics of the ruling class, where, by the way, no alcohol is drank or even allowed in their clubhouse. Like I said, it's not a fraternity. I don't even have time to get into their direct connections to the Bavarian Illuminati in Germany, which was started by Adam Weishaupt. For that, you'll have to read my books. Every afternoon throughout the 2-week encampment at the Bohemian Grove, a lakeside chat or lakeside talk is given just after lunch, where a political insider or industry leader gives a 30-minute speech on his area of expertise. These daily talks are a rare and uncensored look into the minds of the most powerful men in the world. The speeches primarily revolve around political, economic, and business trends, and often include information that's not typically revealed publicly. President Nixon revealed in his memoir, which was published in 1978, that his lakeside talk marked the beginning of his road to the White House, writing, quote, "If I were to choose the speech that gave me the most pleasure and satisfaction in my political career, it would be my lakeside speech at the Bohemian Grove in July 1967. Because this speech traditionally was off the record, it received no publicity at the time. But in many important ways, it marked the first milestone on my road to the presidency." While Nixon praised the Bohemian Grove in his memoir as the key to his path to the presidency, privately, as the Nixon White House tapes reveal, he had something different to say.
The Bohemian Grove that I attend one time to time, it is the most that you will ever imagine in San Francisco crowd, because it's just terrible. I mean, I don't want to shake hands with anybody in San Francisco.
You won't hear that on Fox News, will you? Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're new here, by the way, and check back on a regular basis. If the members' time spent inside the Bohemian Grove is just a vacation, then why are there speeches by people like the director of the Central Intelligence Agency, U.S. Army generals, mainstream media executives, political analysts, talk show hosts, leading economists, and bigwig businessmen? The stolen program guides have revealed, for example, in 1981, the Secretary of Defense, Caspar Weinberger, gave a speech titled "Rearming America," where he urged his well-connected audience to pull some strings to increase military spending. In 1991, Dick Cheney, who was Secretary of Defense under George Bush Sr.'s presidency, gave a speech titled "Defense Problems of the 21st Century," where he did the same thing. Is this where the secret rulers of the world meet to plot the course of planet Earth? Is the mainstream media engaged in another cover-up to black out any mention of the club? What is the evidence for the allegations about the Grove, you may be wondering? Is this annual gathering essentially the Bilderberg Group's summer camp? Well, order my book, The Bohemian Grove, Facts and Fiction, in paperback from Amazon.com, or download the ebook from any of the major ebook stores to find out. This is not a new book, by the way. This thing came out like 6 years ago in 2015. And of course, there's a link to the paperback listing on Amazon in the description below. So click it and head on over there and check it out.